My dad loved to have all the family around.
Martin Willingham flips through dozens of memories, but this one captures his attention.
This is the way he faced life. He was full of life and joy and adventure.
It's an odd picture, Calder Willingham baring his teeth on a knife, but Martin says it depicts a life of hard work, determination, and a gritty spirit.
He always had a smile on his face. He was always welcoming to strangers and visitors, and slapped you on your back and handed you a drink, and that's just what he was all about, was being around people.
Father of 4 and grandfather to 14, Calder began training for marathons at 40, ran his first of 4 Ironman triathlons at 60, and had no intentions of hitting the brakes when he turned 68.
One day he was on a bike rack in Chattanooga on a bridge, and it didn't seem to be that big a deal.
He rested for a few months, planning for a full recovery, but struggled to get back up to speed.
He had trouble breathing. It felt like it was a conditioning problem, so he tried to work harder and harder. Because like I said, he was just somebody who was determined and diligent, and he was going to beat it, and he thought he could.
Martin was the first to realize his father couldn't after his diagnosis of ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
It was like a punch in the stomach. He handled it in the beginning with, I'm going to fight it, I'm going to beat it. Well, there's no fighting or beating ALS. And he slowly came to realize that.
Calder's condition deteriorated quickly. A few months after his diagnosis, the former Ironman struggled to walk, then to breathe.
He started to have a hard time swallowing and speaking.
Calder Willingham died at 69. Less than a year after his ALS diagnosis.
Hopefully, he was not a rich man. He wasn't a political person, but he was pretty well known around town, and he was pretty well loved by a lot of people.
But in a way, Martin is keeping his father in the race. The goal this time isn't the finish line, but a cure.
And a lot of people haven't heard of ALS or don't know much about it, or MDA, and how much they can help somebody with ALS.
Now it's Martin staring down the obstacle with red-faced determination, hoping that by sharing his loss, another family can win in the long-distance trek to conquer ALS.